back-breaking work for little gain. Making a living from agriculture is tough.
The government is trying to do whatever it can, but of course there's a long way to go. Agriculture really has to be more attractive to the youth, which is not currently.
Many smallholders live below the poverty line. Are there ways to make their work more profitable?
A major emerging economic aspect of this is the value-added or processed products.
Who are the people turning fieldwork into business?
So it's a sector that needs growth, and we are there to grow.
Martha Namabiro Matovu calls herself an agripreneur, having started her business 5 years ago. Today she is visiting a client, the local dairy farmer Fred Semuyaba. Matovu turned sweet potato vines to silage, a nutritious animal feed. The demand for it is growing fast.
The rate at which urbanization is coming in is high. Actually, where we are located, it used to be a village, kind of. But if you look back to the photos those days and now, the growth rate is too high, and that calls for feed conservation. So that's why we have lots, and we are planning to grow and grow and grow.
For Semuyaba, sweet potato silage is a no-brainer. It's cheaper than conventional fodder and better for his animals.
Yamaragala. Enjawulo eriwo ekisooka zigaagala nnyo. Ekyokubiri zivaamu amatanga malungi nga maka. Matamaka. Ate ekyokusatu amalagala mangu okufuna okusinziira ku mmere endala mangu okufuna ku bbeeyi eya wansi ne bw'oba oguze magule.
Many farmers discard the nutrient-rich vines. High in vitamin A and minerals, these vines are key to Matovu's animal fodder. At her workshop, they're shredded, mixed with maize straw, and fermented in black bags. Matovu's business has grown so much that farmers now sell her the vines they once threw away. Still, when she started her business, Matovu's family was skeptical.
Actually, I thought to be an agriculturist. They wanted me to go for medicine. But I'm doing my passion. Yeah. There is that local setting. If you don't study, you'll be a farmer, you know? It is no longer the case. Farming is for the rich. We are rich. We are going to be rich within. So we are changing the mindset.
Because local food crops fetched low prices, many countries in Africa focused on export crops like coffee, soybeans and cotton. Yet they are costly and difficult to grow, making them inaccessible for many smallholders. To realize that even sweet potatoes can generate good profits needs awareness, as Frederick Grant of the International Potato Center, or SIP, explains.
When you bring the youth together and you're talking about sweet potato, their mind is always the root aspect. How much is a bag of root? But of course, the seed is more expensive or is more lucrative than the root and all that. So what I think for the past few years, what we've done is mainly to ensure that there's some aspect of business training for these farmers also. But for when it comes to bookkeeping, how do you make profit? How do you balance the books? What input and output? What is the profit margin and all that?
SIP works with farmers across Uganda to boost income from sweet potato, but also other crops in the group of fruits, tubers and bananas. In short, RTBs hold untapped potential, not only because many smallholders rely on them, but because RTBs require little fertilizer and are resilient to drought. Bernard Yada, an expert for these crops, also sees growing commercial interest.
We have worked with the private sector to develop prototypes of value-added products for these RTBs, cassava, be it sweet potato, be it banana, so that the bumper harvests that the farmers normally get can actually be processed into value-added products, including the flours, including bakery and confectionery products. These ones, once they are processed, they can stay in the shelf for a longer time than the roots that normally have very low shelf life of less than 1 week or 2 weeks at most.
Matovu doesn't need to worry about shelf life. As preserved feed, the silage can be stored many months. Matovu now even plans to build a larger storage facility to hold about 300 tons. This will allow her to buy cheap vines during the harvest season and sell her silage at a premium later in the year. It is this business mindset that makes her successful and in which she trusts.
In Uganda or in Africa, agriculture is practiced by the majority. So if the majority handle agriculture in a business way, then we are creating more jobs, more food, more production in all agricultural sectors. So if we have these spirits lifted up, in 10 years, 20 years, we shall be far as a country.
According to the World Bank, 70% of the African labor force is working in agriculture, yet it only contributes 30 to 40% to her economy. There is large untapped potential, and to unlock it, we need agripreneurs like Matovu, who turn crops into cash.